Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. Another blockade was destroyed by the cruel evil's creature's blows. The train could continue its journey once the order was given. Heroes began to tear Talia's train apart.
How much longer is it gonna be?
way of me train.
Some dwarves set out to remove the barricade in front of Brynhild's train. The clever evil would prevent that, so that Brynhild's train would continue to be stuck. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. The first heroes had made it to the rubble that was holding up Brynhild's. They immediately set about destroying it.
Oi, you lazy bastards! Move it! I've been waiting forever for you lazy bones, and I'm starting to run out of beer!
If we stop that troop, Brynhild's train will stay here even longer. Forward, creatures! Beat 'em up! Massacre them! Show them third-rate love flicks on Netflix.
Brynhild's troops had cleared the rubble out of the way. Her train could now continue its journey unhindered.
Oi! First class, lads! That'll help me circumnavigate the globe in 80 days! I mean, with my trip to Mario. Ha! That dark elf brat doesn't stand a chance!
The Sapper-esque evil's creatures destroyed another blockade. Talia's train could now reach its destination unmolested. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon.
Howdy, companero. I could use your help again. I got a little sideline going, and I need goods. In return, I could loan you my scouts to tell y'all when my damn twin sister sends troops your way. Plus, I still got this here dynamite slingshot. Oi! You really are a disgrace to our family and so damn vindictive. Just because I stole your throne and had you exiled. Well, maybe I tried to have you killed once or twice, but in the end, we are sisters. I hope you die in here.
Wow! That totally reminds me of my own story. Well, I wouldn't have inherited anything, and nobody banished me, but I did kill them all. But somehow, I sense a certain spiritual affinity. Of course I'll help you.
Oof! I've got a snake in my boot. I'd shout if I wanted your attention. In reality, your trade is under attack. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Your little snots have roused some lava lumps. Dong! It's payday! Another one of these blockades? Phew, there's no end to it. At least you got rid of them. Right, on we go. Heroes set about destroying the barricade in front of Brynhild's train.
Is it much fun?
Heroes cleared the rubble in front of Brynhild's train.
I can't bear to watch you two get hold hands here. My lads are going to give me a good thrashing, that's for sure. Lads, rough 'em up now!
Brynhild's men had cleared away more rubble. Her train picked up speed again. The Sabaresque evil creatures destroyed another blockade. Talia's train could now reach its destination unmolested. One of your creatures has become livid with rage. There are enemies in your dungeon. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Payday!
urgently need a few things again. I'll let y'all have the dynamite slingshot, okay?
Mario first and won the race.
Excellent! That means I've won! Ah! Evil will always triumph.
Mario was full of resources, which Talia was only too happy to pocket for use in the final battle against the Dwarf Queen.
Ooh, it just keeps getting better. Okay, somehow I thought I'd already won, but apparently there's more to come. Whatever. Time for the finale. Time for Hanu.
Wait! Don't get too excited. There are treasures in Mario that can only be reached with a magical artifact. The Dwarven Markstone.
Markstone, Schmarkstone. You know what time it is, Brynhild?
How? What? No, but I can check the watch.
It's Hanu.
It's high noon. It was time. All the clocks pointed to high noon. An island with two mountains and the deep, distant dungeon seemed to be the final setting for the meeting of Brynhild and Talia.
Does that make sense? And even if, as usual, we ignore all logic, there's hardly room for an epic duel here. And besides, where's my damn train?
Well, it turned out that neither orcs nor zombies made particularly good train engineers. The sad, smoking result could still be seen over there.
Oi, sorry to hear that. Not! Well, you don't mind if my still fully intact train takes a spin on the tracks here, will you? This shaft leads directly to your dungeon heart, so I'll toss in a few sticks of dynamite as a thank you.
What? That's outrageous! Why are we starting under such terrible conditions? Once I get my hands on that damn dwarf, I'm gonna carve a model train out of her bones.
An interesting idea. However, Brynhild and her train were a ways off and currently out of reach of the absurd evil's armies. It was therefore important for Talia to divert Brynhild's train to a closer track. An old gold mining town called Dykelon or Klondike or something like that seemed well suited. Serendipity was an important part of the Dungeon series, and this was no exception. Fortunately, there was an accumulation of brimstone in the underground, right beneath the route Brynhild was taking. If the brimstone exploded, the railroad tunnel would collapse and divert Brynhild and her train to a different route.
What? Should I have taken notes? Ah, whatever. I heard something about explosions. That's totally my thing. Forward, creatures. Get to work.
Oi, you know I heard all that. My lads will never let that happen. Right, lads? Stop 'em!
And so the last great duel began. People looked at the clock, and hands to be damned, it was high noon. of the dungeon has been discovered. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Payday! Defend the dungeon heart. Your little snots have roused some lovers.
The train's pretty neat, but I think we need a bit of manual labour here. All right, lads, pack your weapons and show that dungeon heart how we mine crystal. Through smashing it to smithereens!
Your enemies are in the dungeon. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Payday! Your creatures have discovered a room full of giant scorpions. The dungeon heart was again attacked as Brynhild's train whizzed closely past. Defend the dungeon heart. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. One of your little snots dug into a lava lump. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Area of the dungeon has been discovered. Your enemies are in the dungeon. The dungeon heart is being attacked. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
Oi, lads! Don't let those scumbags beat you! You're dwarfed, damn it! Dynamite! Ha ha ha! That'll throw the dungeon heart off rhythm.
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Stop killing me, desperados, you damned earth elf!
Then stop sending that garbage into my dungeon! Bloody dwarf!
Brynhild's train made another round, raking the dungeon heart as it passed. The dungeon heart is being attacked.
No! I'll be back.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Back again.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted. Enemies are in the dungeon. One of your creatures has become livid with rage.
Oi! Toss the dynamite! Ha ha ha! That'll throw the dungeon heart off rhythm.
The dungeon heart is being attacked. Ding dong, it's payday. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. And a nest full of giant scorpions has been discovered in your dungeon.
Oi, lads! Don't let those scumbags beat you! You're dwarves, damn it!
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
The railroad tunnel collapsed with a loud rumble. Brynhild and her train had to switch to a different route to keep moving.
Oi! What kind of crap is that? What a load of rubbish! Fine, then we'll take the other route. Off we go! Fire up the boiler and we're off!
Ah! Ooh, works like a charm. Now we'll just lie in wait for them somewhere. Mail coach robbery like. Forward creatures, kerchiefs over your noses, hats low over your faces, and then... Hey! You snoring back there?
As if the mission following Evil's plan wasn't successful enough, the destruction also uncovered a new dungeon entrance. Some coincidences seem ridiculous, even in the Dungeons universe, although... Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Talia, I have a sneaking suspicion that the Dungeon series isn't good for you. You've developed a kind of obsession with spears and your opponent's heads.
Oh, stay out of this, or your skull will be next. And now let me practice. I'm rehearsing for the head of a certain dwarf queen. The dwarf train burst into flame. Well, that's that for that stupid dwarf bitch. Let's pick up the pieces, put them in a shoebox, and bury them in a nature reserve. Ah!
Oi! I think you're getting a bit ahead of yourself. I was in this empty beer barrel when the train exploded, so I'm fine. We'll get her to that mining town and hammer out the dents.
Ha! Like hell. I'm gonna give you some dents that can't be hammered out. Old Town sounds good. Just the right place for an epic showdown. Normally, I stick my enemies' heads on spears. But, this chewed-up toothpick will do just fine for your teeny-tiny potato head.
Oi! You'll see about that. I'll make a tea set out of your skull. See you soon! 12 o'clock noon. Oh, that's already passed. Then I'd say we do 2:15 or...
Doesn't matter what time it is. It's high noon. Forward, creatures. Eyes of the hawk. Strength of the bear. And then we ride to Fort Edward.
These allusions, these references, no wonder this ridiculous contrived text doesn't win any prizes. Who likes that? Well, except maybe whoever's playing the final mission of the Western campaign, of course.
Oi, that train doesn't look too good. Bloody pointy ear. What have you done to my favourite train?
Brynhild was beside herself. A few expletives worthy of censorship were used, which shall not be repeated here.
Oh, that's nasty, potty mouth. Wash your mouth out with soap. Scratch that. I'll wash your mouth out with a rusty wire brush.
Oi, come here, you damn dark elf. I'll beat you so bad that you wish you'd ended up on a scrap heap.
Okay, it's your funeral. I'll let the grave digger know once he's finished.
Time out! I need a quick drink. I've got this delicious barley juice here. Boof!
I'm back. I fought my way through your armies and killed them all, even without a machete. I'm here to make you pay for your crimes, because you,
Kidnapped the Council of Little Snots.
Exactly! Kidnap the Council of Little Snots. Wait, that's why I'm doing this? I don't actually give a flying...
Oi! Get over here! Time for some beatboxing! I'm going to beat you into a...
It's payday.
Talia and the buying DLC like mad evil had won. The dwarf queen Brynhild had been crushed. A brilliant victory. You've done it again. It's a shame that Realm Forge were too stingy to put in even a cheap outro sequence, but... Oh, wait, that voice in my ear isn't the fortune-telling hotline, it's the director. Apparently we do have an outro. In that case, thanks for playing. Join us again and roll the clip. Brynhild had been defeated permanently. The remnants of the desperado dwarves scattered in all directions. Another glorious appearance by the Seven. I mean, absolute evil. And of course his general Talia, who had fought heroically, I mean viciously and treacherously, of course. The Council of Little Snots also expressed their thanks for their deliverance. Maybe my worries in the original outro were unfounded, and these little chaps aren't up to no good, but really are just a tired reference to those lightsaber wielders. But I'm really not paid well enough to worry about gaps in the story here. The absolute evil didn't give it too much thought either. Instead, it celebrated its triumph, once again with an extravagant party, which is what led to the Council of Little Snots being kidnapped so easily in the first place. But hey, why do I expect anyone here to learn? But wait, something was missing. Talia was not among the celebrants. Where was she off to now? Meanwhile, Talia was traveling alone, humming a song with lyrics like, "Lonely Cowgirl." She rode off into the sunset. Maybe this was just another cheap innuendo, but maybe she couldn't get the remaining loose ends out of her head. Like Brynhild's twin sister, for example, who turned out to be a kind of ally in the course of the campaign. A dwarf and an elf? That's absurd. They'll end up friends. Or her stepbrother Tristan, who hadn't shown his face, but these were stories for the future, perhaps, if they can scrape together some more money to pay their brilliant narrator. Now, it's time to reminisce about past misdeeds and enjoy the end. Yes, really, that's it. Safe journey home. Oh yes, it's not a movie, it's a video game. Oh, force of habit. Good. But now it's really quitting time. We can fade out. Is the mic off? Yes, I'm done here. One last coffee and a cigarette. Later on we can meet in the bar and try to wash the taste of these dialogues out of our mouths. What? Tape's running? To work with professionals, just one single freaking time. Dream dungeon. Build the dungeon of your dreams. The storming of dollar. Sleepless. Break whatever is trying to. The storming of Dolaran. Sometimes I miss the good old days. Do you remember when Talia fought against Yana Overproud, with that huge demon by her side? I think Crowley was his name. Doesn't ring a bell? Well, then I have a sleepless in sea battle. Thieves? Dream. A storm is brewing. Thunderous storms are sweeping across the land. Keep an eye on your creatures on the overworld. Dream dungeon. Build the dungeon of your dreams.